Asia Irving's diving efforts pay off against Perry Hall. Franklin's Andreas Price levitates for this catch against McDonough. Perry Hall's Kara Dietrich with the golden goal. Darius Sample uses every inch of the end zone.
All coming up next on BCPS-Sports Scene. Hello everyone and welcome back. All of the weather has been tough on our winter sports teams. Luckily, we were able to get a few basketball games in for you. Up first, we have a boys game between two powerhouse teams. Newtown travel to take on the Millers of Milford Mill.
Well, the gym was packed as Milford Mill Academy hosted the Newtown Titans, who were looking to put the county on notice. Newtown got out to a quick 5-0 lead with this three by Andrew Mills and this underhand scoop layup by Maurice Smith. But Milford would respond with the three of their own, and this jumper by Jermaine Goodwin to knot it up at 5. The score would remain tight with under 3 minutes left in the quarter, and Newtown would build a 5-point lead to end the first quarter, leading 15-10. Newtown started the second quarter just like they did in the beginning of the game, but this time building a 10-point lead. Milford tried to cut into that 10-point lead with this deuce by Goodwin, but Robinson would always have an answer. Newtown up 31-21 at the half. This time it was Milford's turn to pick up the pace with a 3 by Goodwin and another 3 by White, which cuts the lead to 4 and forces Newtown to call a timeout. But Newtown didn't panic as Smith feeds Mills for the dunk. Then in transition, Robinson finds Johnson for the layup and they still keep a 10-point lead. The fourth quarter was more of the same as Newtown would stay in control. Milford would get close as Goodwin dropped 24 points on the night, but it wasn't enough. Newtown defeats Milford 63-54. And they get their 11th win of the season and 4-0 in the division.
Nice win by the Titans. A few days later, Newtown took on Delaney. The two teams entered the game with only one loss each. Which team would continue their win streak?
Following a tough but successful trip to the basketball academy, Delaney returned home to the Lions' Den to face Newtown, with the Division I lead and inside track to a berth in the county championship at stake. Newtown took the opening tip down and scored with junior forward Andrew Mills following up his own shot for the bucket. But Delaney, behind Ryan Conway, draining a 3 here, jumped out to an 8-4 lead. The Titans then went on a 13-4 run to take control, with Mills the driving force. First, a 3 from the corner. Then Mills hits from the top of the arc. Then Mills again, this time from the opposite corner, as the Titans took a 17-12 lead at the end of one. Delaney wasn't done though. Isaiah Cornish knocks down a 3. But Kyrie Johnson gets a steal and pushes ahead to Mills for the flush. But Delaney worked back to tie the game at 20. But the Titans pulled away again. Secretary on the baseline to the cup. Conway with the drive. He dishes to Cole McGee, who fights through contact for the bucket. But Mills with another of his 7 threes on the night just before the half to put Newtown up 37-26. In the third, Mills continued with the hot hand, hitting from the corner. Then, Mills follows up behind Jordan Guerrero for the flush. Delaney tried to keep pace. Conway from long range. And then Cornish with the putback. But the Titans stretched their lead to 53-35 at the end of the third. Delaney continued to scrap in the fourth. McGee to Cameron Amoroso for the and one. But on this night, the Titans would not be denied. Mills with another jam for 2 of his 31 points on the night. And Mills finishes with another 3 as the Titans take control of Division I with a solid 78-54 win.
The Titans continue their dominance in the division with only a few games left in regular season play. Now switching over to girls basketball, where Loch Raven took on Hereford. Each team entered this game with only 1 loss on the year. Earlier this season, Hereford lost to Pikesville and Loch Raven lost to Delaney. Let's take a look at what is sure to be a close game.
We travel to the Hereford zone as the Hereford Bulls match up against the Loch Raven Raiders, both teams trying to stay in the hunt for the Baltimore County Championship. With school closures and early dismissals, both teams got out to a slow start, but the Bulls were able to get on the board first with this bucket by Cameron Smith. Then, Loch Raven's Michaela Kemp does it on her own as she drains this J to tie it up at 2. Both teams didn't make many buckets in the first quarter, so the first quarter ended with Hereford up 6-5. Jordan Ragsdale started the second quarter off with this jumper to take a quick 7-6 lead, but Hereford would come right back with this short J by Reese Harden. Then Peterson goes strong to the paint and drops this deuce, and Hereford went on to build a 7-point lead. With under 30 seconds left in the quarter, Akinyi knocks down this shot to cut the lead to 5. But Peterson and Harden controlled this quarter with this 3 by Harden to take a 21-13 lead into the half. Well, for the first 6.5 minutes, the Bulls were on fire and took a 15-point lead. Then the Raiders started dialing from long distance. They went on an 11-0 run and got the lead down to 4, trailing 30-26 to end the third quarter. Both teams just battled back and forth down the stretch as Loch Raven would get it down to 2, but the Bulls would have an answer with under 3 minutes to go. But the Raiders never lost hope with this clutch 3 by Akinyi with just under a minute left in the game. The Bulls would make some clutch free throws down the stretch and were 13 of 14 from the stripe. Then the Bulls made a huge mistake and fouled Carnes on the 3-point attempt. The score was 50-46 and Carnes makes the first 2, and let's see how it plays out. The Bulls win a wild one, 51-48. Both teams played a great one tonight.
Hereford barely coming away with the win. Next, we have another girls' game as Delaney traveled to Pikesville to take on the Division I leading Panthers.
The Delaney girls basketball team faced a tough test as they traveled to Pikesville to take on the Lady Panthers. The Lions held their own early. Sophomore guard Annie Lodge short, but Julia Watley is in position to clean up. Meanwhile, the Panthers' potent offense got started with Tyra Robinson hitting a short J. Then Robinson goes inside to Taylor Saunders for the lay-in. At the other end, Julia Watley scores from down low. Delaney sophomore Samantha White takes it end-to-end for the bucket as the Lions kept it close. But the Panthers began to pull away. Robinson taking it along the baseline for 2. Amaya Frazier ahead for Keontae Lewis, who goes hard to the cup. Then Lewis finds Charia Roberts along the baseline for 2. Roberts drives the lane for the bucket. And Taylor Sawyer hitting from outside for 3 as Pikesville built a 28-9 lead at the end of 1. Second quarter, Pikesville hitting their stride as Robinson goes end-to-end. Lewis finds Roberts ahead, and she drops it in for a pair. For Delaney, White takes it to the basket. The Panthers worked inside to Saunders, who kicks out to Robinson, and she drops the three. Delaney's Lodge hits a three of her own, but the Panthers go up by 22 at the half. Lodge starts the third off with another three. But Pikesville continued to stretch their lead, Lewis cleaning up underneath. Then Lewis goes inside for Saunders. Lodge added yet another three for Delaney, but that was the bright spot for the Lions, as Pikesville remained unbeaten in county play with a 79-50 win.
Keep an eye out for our next show and make sure to follow us on Twitter at BCPS-Sports Scene for ongoing updates. Thanks for watching.